Hello, my name's Glen Stritchlds, and I'm here to help you relax. There's the soothing sounds of a relaxing piano and a flute over the ocean. My wife picked this one. It's very pleasant, and I'm going to talk you through as you drift off into lullaby land. I'll sing a lullaby. Not now. I'll get to it. I've got a lot of things on the agenda. We've got 3 hours together. And you'll hopefully be asleep for most of it, but we'll see how we go. I've got a couple of objects in front of me. I'll read them out to you. I've got a packet of Maltesers here. My wife likes these. Little brown balls. Let's open it up. Oh shit, I dropped a couple on oh fuck, sorry, language, that'll wake you up, won't it? It says crisp malt centres covered with smooth milk chocolate. Oh, I'm going to pop one in my mouth. A bit malty. I guess that's why they call them Maltesers. Oh, they are tasty. But sometimes I wonder about lying in bed with a bag of Maltesers and covering my body with them, using a little blanket. You don't need sheets when you've got a bed of Maltesers. And sometimes the chocolate melts to your skin. Just imagine that. Brown, hot, melting chocolate all over you as you drift into a deep slumber. Oh, I like this bit of the song. I don't know what the woman's name is, but I'm sure she's got one. She's got a name, and she plays the flute very well. Yes, my granddaughter could play the flute. She can play it very well. The neighbours didn't like much of it, but she stopped when she was about 8 years old. Yes. I wonder what she's doing now. Imagine, while you're lying there, imagine my daughter. Imagine her playing the flute. She's about 42 now. I'm sure she's got daughters of her own that play the flute. I wouldn't know. I don't speak to her anymore. That's not important. What's important is that, the waves have stopped, I guess. Imagine that there's waves playing in the background. They're gently lapping up against you and your packet of Maltesers. You know, sometimes you can just grab another one. Oh shit, I dropped another one on. Fondle it in your fingers. You're walking down the street and you've got this little brown Maltesers in your hand. Just one. And it's so busy outside. And you're on the street and people are bumping into you, but you've got this little Malteser in your fingers that you're fondling, and your fingers are getting all sticky and covered in chocolate. But you don't worry about that. You close your eyes in that busy street, and you let go of the Malteser, and it rolls down the drain, and it bobs up and down in the sewers, and it goes out into the ocean. And then a little seagull picks it up, and he flies off to a little island. And what's on that island? It's my daughter. She's playing the flute. She's 8 years old again. But the flute's clogged. It's not making any sounds. What's wrong with the flute, Matilda? Well, it's clogged up. It's clogged up with Maltesers. So you go in there and you suck them out of the flute. And you eat them. You chew them. You chew them up. You chew up the Maltesers. Oh, they taste so good. Maltesers from Matilda's flute. Oh, they do taste good. Oh, yes. And, that little seagull, he comes back. And he pecks out Matilda's eyes, and he grabs a couple of Maltesers and he puts them in her skull. And she looks at you with the brown, soulless Malteser eyes, and she says, "I'm not coming home anymore. I'm not coming home, you dirty, you're on a boat. And it's floating out to ocean. And all of a sudden a little goldfish comes up. And he says, "You bought me for Matilda when she was 6. You remember?" And you say, "Yes, I remember that." Flutes are great instruments. You're lying down. You're covered in hot chocolate. And it burns your skin. It really does. It burns hot when it's cooking in a vat. It burns real hot. But you still eat them every now and then to remind you of incidents, even if they are unpleasant. The old chocolate factory. Oh, yeah. There's a man on the end of the beach. He's got a stick. It's a very long stick. It's taller than you. You walk up to him and you say, "Where did that stick come from?" And he says, "Oh, it's a funny language." I mean, you know how those blacks speak. I'm sorry, I'm not racist. This is your dream. I'm just saying the words. You're on a boat. You're on a little boat. You're floating out to sea. Just relax. Feel happy. Just drift. You're drifting. What do we got on the back of this Maltesers packet? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I dropped some more nutritional information. Serving size, 1 per package. Protein, yes, everything seems to be in order. Barcode, it's a series of black lines with a sequence of numbers below them. That looks awfully like my daughter's phone number. I suppose most phone numbers begin in a 9. Oh, God. Sleeping isn't easy. Not an easy thing. Many things that keep you up at night. There's many things that you wish would just go away and get out of that silly head of yours. Doesn't matter how much chocolate you eat or how many sheep you count. That's why I'm here to help. Me and the flute lady. And there's a man on the piano as well. I'm sure he's got long fingers to reach all those notes. Some of them are quite hard to reach when you're pressing some of the other ones. You're expected to press a lot of them at the same time, simultaneously. I mean, one note after the other, followed by another, B or C, C sharp, F sharp, and G minor. Together they make chords. You get real lovely sounds out of them. Yeah. Flutes don't have the same white ivory keys. I mean, I'm sure you could get one made in Africa, I suppose, but no, pianos are much different instruments, make much different sounds. They've got strings in them, and some of them are black. You can get the mechanical ones now, sound quite comparable. Flutes are different instruments, part of the woodwind family. Makes sound when you breathe into it. But there's a lot of instruments out there. Some are big, some are small. None of them are. I mean, they're all made out of the basic materials. You don't see any ones that are made out of skin or flesh or hair or anything like that. I suppose you could I saw a video of a man make them out of carrots. So I suppose you could make them out of someone's arm if you're a weirdo like that. But you could cut off a child's arm and you hollowed it out. You make little holes in the bones with a cordless drill. You cut off their fingers and you put a little tubing inside it, so you've got some smooth room for airflow to come through. I suppose you could do that if I wouldn't suggest it. No, wood, metal sounding ones would be much better, I think. It's a terrible thought. Don't want to be putting that in your head while you're trying to sleep. No. You think about the ocean and the little goldfish and those pesky little Maltesers that are all over my lap. I don't mind. They warm up. I'm sorry. They warm up in my crutch. And then that hot milky chocolate falls down, dribbles down between my groin. I mean, if anyone stripped me down naked and made me spread my legs, they'd think I shat myself. But no, it's just a bit of Malteser's chocolate. I mean, there obviously is a bit of shit down there. I don't have the same dexterity as I used to be able to wipe my own ass, but they don't know that. I mean, they'll ask me, is that shit? And I'll say, no, it's just Maltese. And I'll go and eat it, and I'll scoop up a bit as best I can. I'll put it in my mouth, and I'll go, that was good, and I'll rub my tummy and go, oh, it was delicious. And they'll go, okay, yeah, that's Maltesers, but maybe there is a bit of shit in there, but quite frankly, I don't mind the taste of my own feces. A lot of people quite like it. I mean, there's some places around the world where that's all they eat. They would consider it rude not to eat a plate of your own feces before or after dinner. I mean, some places that is their dinner. You can get a big lump of steak and you cut a bit into it, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, is it steak? It's a shit steak. Not a shit steak. It's a good steak, but it's a shit steak. But, you know, some places it's normal, some places it's not normal. It's just sometimes you're a lot in life. You're lucky enough to be born these places, and sometimes you're not lucky enough to be born in some places. Sometimes you're just the wrong place at the wrong time. Life's like that. You know, you're lying there on your pillow, getting sleep. Maybe you already are asleep. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're still here with me. Hello? Hello? I'm just fooling with you. Don't wake up. Just stay like that. All good. What day is it? It's Monday. Start of the week. In some countries, it's the end of the week. I knew an anthropologist once. He had no legs and he had one finger. That's all. One arm, one finger. He used to pull himself around with he had a series of wheels and gadgets and attachments on his bottom half. He had this long tongue. And he would have to roll it up to put it in his mouth. And you'd ask him something and he'd go, and it would fall out of his mouth. And you'd have to pick it up for him. And he would scribble the most amazing things from all his adventures. He would draw pictures of the great Congo River, filled with chimps. And this terrible ordeal when they tore his limbs off him and strung him up and had sex with him one by one as he was tangled in the vines. You know, they put their monkey penises everywhere. In his eye socket, he's only got one eye. They never could dislodge some of the excrement, the cum, from his skull. And doctors say he's got a little baby gorilla growing in his head. But that gives him strength. It gives him a sense of bravado. You know, when he drags himself along, you know he's got that strength in him. He's got this sorrowful look in his eye, like he's seen some things. Things have been done to him, but many anthropologists are like that. They travel the world to all sorts of unique foreign places and have sex with all sorts of strange animals, willingly or unknowingly. I suppose that's part of life. Get that in any profession, I suppose. There's always someone around the corner that would really, like to have a go at you, but I suppose that's what we've got the police for, unless it is a policeman or woman that's gonna do it to you. You go through life just not knowing these things. What's around the corner? Is it a bag of Maltesers or is it rapist. You know, never know. That's just part of, who we are, the fabric of society. How long have we got here? We've got 2.5 hours to go here. Well, I suppose I'll leave you there. Lying there. Hope you'll be asleep by now, but maybe you won't be. I don't know. I'll just grab a couple of Maltesers on the way out. Oh, that is good. Oh shit. I'm covered in them. Oh, everywhere. Oh, mercy me. My poor fingers. Alright, well, I'll leave you there. Hopefully you're far away. Deep sleep. You'll wake up in several hours' time and you'll be the most softest pudding in the world. I'll leave you there now. The sounds of the lady on the flutes who you have. Right, it's been Glen Stritchlds seeing you off.